Man, is there any sound more stressful than the silence that follows an engine overheating? One minute you've got that terrifying hiss of steam, and the next you turn the key and nothing. It is a terrible sinking feeling, but don't panic. Okay, let's dive in. We're going to walk you through a clear, step-by-step guide to figure out exactly what's going on and what you need to do next.
Right, so that's the big question, isn't it? That silence. It could mean a lot of things. Some are actually pretty simple fixes, while, others are much, much more serious. This little guide is designed to help you decode that silence and make a smart decision right there on the side of the road.
All right, let's get into our first section. And I really can't stress this enough. What you do in these first few minutes is absolutely critical. Your immediate reaction can literally be the difference between a simple repair and needing a whole new engine. That's it. One word. The single most important thing you can do is just stop. I know your instinct is to immediately crank that key again, just to see if it'll work. You have to fight that urge. Trying to force a damaged engine to turn over can cause catastrophic damage. Game over. Okay, so let's walk through this cool down procedure. First, like we just said, do not try to restart it. Second, and this one is a huge safety tip, if you see steam billowing out, do not open that hood. That's superheated, pressurized coolant, and it can cause some really nasty burns. The key here is just patience. Give that engine at least a solid 30 minutes, maybe even an hour, to cool down completely before you even think about touching a thing. So now that things have had a chance to cool down, we can move into the diagnostic phase. And your very first clue isn't something you see, it's something you hear, or maybe what you don't hear when you turn that key. You've got to listen really carefully here, because two very different sounds point to two vastly different problems. If you hear a rapid clicking sound, or just dead silence, that usually points to an electrical issue, most likely a dead battery. Makes sense, right? Extreme heat can totally wreck a battery. But if you hear a single solid clunk and then nothing, that's a much more worrying sound. It suggests the engine's internal parts are physically locked up. So if you're hearing that clicking sound, here are your next steps. Pop the hood, now that it's safe of course, and take a look at the battery terminals. See any of that fuzzy white or blue gunk? That's corrosion. If they look clean, your best bet is to try a jump start. If the car starts, that's fantastic, but you should still get that battery tested at an auto parts store because that heat might have done permanent damage. Now, if it's not the battery, you might have some other electrical gremlins at play. Sometimes when an engine overheats, coolant gets sprayed everywhere, and it can short out electronics. So if the engine bay is all wet, just give it more time to dry out. The intense heat can also literally melt the plastic on wires or damage important sensors. The best way to check for that kind of thing is with an OBD2 scan tool. It's just a little gadget that plugs in on your dashboard and tells you if the car's computer has flagged any error codes. Okay, let's move on and talk about the more serious possibilities. If you've ruled out the battery and the car still won't start, well, we need to start looking for signs of major mechanical failure that was caused by all that heat. This brings us back to that single clunk sound. A seized engine is, well, exactly what it sounds like. The heat got so intense that the metal pistons expanded and literally welded themselves to the cylinder walls. The oil that's supposed to lubricate them is long gone, and everything just grinds to a solid halt. This is a catastrophic failure, and it almost always means you're looking at a full engine replacement. Another really common result of overheating is a blown head gasket. The easiest way to think about a head gasket is like a critical wall inside your engine that keeps the coolant and the oil in their own separate hallways. When that wall breaks, they start mixing together. That messy mixture gets into the cylinders where the combustion is supposed to happen, and it just kills the engine's ability to run. And here are the classic symptoms you can look for. When we say the engine cranks but won't start, we mean you can hear the engine turning over, that rrrr sound, but it never actually catches and runs on its own. If that's what's happening, a blown head gasket is a huge suspect. Look for thick white smoke coming from the exhaust pipe, which is really just steam from coolant being burned. And here's the big one. Check your oil dipstick. If the oil looks like a milky coffee or a milkshake, that's a dead giveaway that oil and coolant have mixed. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, from simple battery issues all the way to major engine damage. So for our final section, let's just bring this all together into a clear, actionable plan so you know exactly what to do next. This table right here, this is your key takeaway. It boils everything we talked about down into a simple cheat sheet. If you hear clicks or nothing at all, it's probably the battery, so go ahead and try it jumpstart. If the engine is cranking but just won't start, you're likely looking at a blown head gasket, and it's time to call a tow truck. And if it won't crank at all, that single clunk, or just silence, it's likely seized and you absolutely need to get it towed to a mechanic.
And really, that's the bottom line here. While this guide can help you figure out what might be happening, for anything beyond a simple dead battery, the smartest and safest move is to let a professional take over. They've got the tools to do the right tests and see just how bad the internal damage really is.
So, we'll leave you with this final thought. You may have figured out what happened after the car overheated, but the real mystery you need to solve is why it overheated to begin with. Was it a bad thermostat, a slow coolant leak, a busted fan? That root cause has to be found and fixed, or you're just going to end up right back here again. Fixing the no start is only half the battle.